We are live on the channel. Just let me know when you guys are ready to go and start the broadcast.
Are we all set so we can get out?
Yes, sir. Starting the broadcast now, Mayor.
The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Don't see Madam Clerk.
Councilwoman Keys. Here. Councilman Galvin.
Here.
Councilwoman Estime Irvin.
Present.
Mayor Biename.
Yeah.
Vice Mayor Desilme.
Here.
Mayor, you have.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. And now we're gonna rise again for the Pledge of Allegiance by Officer Janelle Joanit from the North Miami Police Department, followed by the invocation with Rabbi Avrom Lipsik.
Good afternoon. Please place your right hand over your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And now the invocation with Rabbi Avrom Lipsik from Shabab Lubavitch of North Miami.
Am I muted?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. We are about to enter into the holiday of Hanukkah, the Festival of Lights. The message of the Festival of Lights is one of tolerance, peace, light over darkness, few over many, and a true commitment to honesty, love, and truth. May God grant each and every one of you an open heart to be a true vehicle and vessel, to be able to carry light out into the world, not to fight with darkness, but to illuminate and move away the darkness. God bless each and every one of you, and may this meeting be a blessing for all.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Rabbi Avrom from Shabab Lubavitch of North Miami. Other business, Madam City Manager, do we have any addition, deletion, amendments, or deferral to the agenda?
No, we don't. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Since we are three in the building, and I think we're good to go. Mr. City Attorney.
Yes, Mayor, you have a quorum present at City Hall. The agenda is set. You may proceed.
Thank you very much. Special presentation by Commander Branson.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. Commander Angela Brunson, Emergency Manager, for a very brief update on the current state of COVID-19 in the United States. In the state of Florida, we've passed over the 1 million threshold. There's currently 1,065,785 cases. In Miami-Dade County, we have 140,000 cases. And in the city of North Miami, we have 1,826 cases. And these numbers are all as of last night. All residents and visitors of North Miami are reminded that masks and facial coverings are mandatory in the city of North Miami. Even if you're outdoors, and social distancing is not possible, you must have a mask or face covering. We're also reminded that the most effective methods we have to slow the spread of COVID-19 is the masks and facial coverings, the social distancing, and the washing of our hands frequently. Are there any questions at this time?
Thank you very much, Commander Brinson. Is there any question? There is none. Let's move to the consent agenda. Comprise
Unless
A to F. Go ahead, Madam Clerk.
Unless a member of the City Council wishes to remove a specific item from this portion of the agenda, tabs A through F constitute the consent agenda. These resolutions and items are self-explanatory and are not expected to require additional review or discussion. These items will be reported as individually numbered items adopted unanimously by the following motion: that the consent agenda comprised of tabs A through F be adopted.
Thank you very much. Can I hear a motion on the consent agenda?
Mr. Mayor, hold on with the consent agenda. I think top F. I had a question. In reference to the 1 year, but it's in reference to, can I remove that? I want to ask my question because I don't necessarily want to remove it. I just want to ask my question and then vote on it. Can I do that, Mr. Attorney?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah. With tab F, with the one additional year, what was it that in reference to the car, but the car get to be a 4 year?
So we had a 36-month agreement with 2 renewal options. This would be 1 year renewal option. It's the cars that we actually finance for 4 years when we buy them, when we use this as the financial vehicle.
Okay. So we only renewing this company for a year, the extension for a year, but the car the renewal is the 1 year is extended for 4 years.
Well, because the agreement with this company is like the bank that's basically doing the loan for it. So basically we have 1 more year, but once we buy the cars, we actually do a 4 year financing agreement with them. So we could, next year we could have a different group and we would still finance the cars for 4 years because we would be using another financing mechanism or company or group to do that. But this agreement for F is only for 1 additional year, although we had 2 renewal options when we created the contract.
Okay, I think I'm kind of halfway confused, but I think I got it. Mr. Estrada, quick question. So what the manager was saying, if let's just say you get another company next year, could you refinance the whatever that you want to refinance for another 4 year or the same term?
Councilman De Soulmate?
Yes.
Yeah. 1 second.
Really, I could hear you.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just following up on what the city manager just mentioned. Essentially, this is a 1 year extension, but the actual lease purchase of these vehicles will be on a 4 year term. So essentially, we'll be on the contract for that 4 year term. If next year, then we want to choose another financing vehicle, then obviously we would finance those vehicles through that particular financing.
Okay.
But the ones that are here before you will be for a 4 year term. But again, as the city manager mentioned, this is a 1 year extension to allow us to facilitate the financing of these lease purchase of these vehicles.
All right, thank you. That was my question, Mr. Mayor. Listen.
Thank you very much. Can I hear a motion on the consent agenda?
Second.
Thank you very much. Madam Clerk, can you record the vote?
I have a motion made by Councilman Galvin to approve the consent agenda. The motion was seconded by Councilwoman Keys. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries with a 5-0 vote.
Tab B.
Thank you, everyone, for attending this afternoon's virtual regular council meeting. This meeting will allow live public comment by attendees. Public hearing will take place upon announcement by the chair of the meeting. And from that time, attendees will be able to virtually raise their hand, and this should function similarly to lining up at the podium. If you're using the GoToWebinar application on your smartphone or your computer, laptop, or tablet, please raise the raise hand icon. If you are dialing into the meeting by phone, please press *9 to raise your hand. Attendees cannot leave their hand raised throughout the entire meeting. So if you raise your hand before an item is read, it will be removed. Do not forget to state your full name and complete address for the record. Remember, you will have up to 2 minutes to make your comment. Thank you in advance for your understanding and for your feedback. Child G. Proposed resolution of the Mayor and City Council of the City of North Miami, Florida, authorizing the city manager to issue purchase orders to Bancorp Bank for the lease purchase of 16 vehicles and 4 mobile light towers at a cost not to exceed $830,000 over a 4-year term, in accordance with the terms of the existing municipal master lease agreement, providing for an effective date and all other purposes. Tab G.
Thank you very much. Do you have a presentation from the administration? Can you hear me?
No presentation.
Thank you. No presentation, and let's open it to the public. Public hearing is open on tab G.
If you would like to speak on this item, please raise your hand at this time.
Public hearing on tab G.
Jerry Proctor, you're going to be speaking on the item at tab G. I have now unmuted you. Please state your full name and address for the record, and remember that you have 2 minutes to make your comment. Jerry Proctor. Jerry Proctor, please unmute yourself and make your comment.
Okay, now Jerry Proctor, can everyone hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sorry for the delay. Jerry Proctor, 9130 South Dataland Boulevard, Miami, representing the applicant in tab J. Good afternoon and happy holidays to
Tab J, we are on tab G.
I apologize. I will wait for my item.
Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, if you would like to speak on tab G, please raise your hand. There are no comments or hands raised for the item at tab G, Mayor.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's come to the dais.
Yeah, I have a question, Mr. Mayor. What to staff? What is wait a minute. What is the mobile light towers?
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. Jeff Geimer, Capital Project Manager, also Fleet Supervisor. The mobile light towers are utilized by the police department and for community deployment when they have activities that they want to highlight or for crime prevention as well. We actually are replacing 4 existing light towers, 3 of which no longer function, and a 4th one that has outlived its useful life.
Let me ask you a second, Mr. Geimer. Are we renting these or are we buying them at this rate?
This is a lease to own. So we're basically going to finance them over the 4-year period, and then we'll own them at the end of the 4-year period.
Okay.
This prevents us from having to rent them, which is a much higher rate.
And this the same thing with the car, or the car is a different situation?
We're doing the same thing with the 16 vehicles. It's a lease to own as well. So at the end of the 4-year term, we will own the vehicles.
Okay. And this company is the same one as the other one. The same, it's kind of like a company item as tab F, it seems.
Correct. It is the same. So this is a tab F approved us utilizing the Bancorp Bank, and tab C.
This is the. All right, it's a lot of money, but is this reasonable? The amount, is it decent? I mean, with the 16 plus the 4.
Yes. start out.
Extremely. My apologies.
We had 11, we have some Crown Victoria cars that we needed to replace. This will replace a majority of them, and we'll only have a few left. As you know, the city has been trying to replace the Crown Victorias, which is the old style of the vehicles. And then Jeff, if you look at it.
Yes. And Madam Manager, this was in the budget. Was this in the budget?
Yes, this is in the budget.
Okay. All right. That's it, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much. Any other questions? If none, can I have a motion to approve the item?
So moved.
I second that.
I have a motion made by Councilman Galvin to approve the item at tab G. The motion was seconded by Mayor Bieneme. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries with a 5-0 vote.
Tab H.
Tab H, proposed resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, authorizing the city manager and city attorney to negotiate and execute a Building Better Communities interlocal agreement between the city of North Miami, Florida and Miami-Dade County for funding from the Building Better Communities General Obligation Bond, GOB program in the amount of $5 million for ongoing construction costs associated with the development of Cagney Park, a copy of which is attached hereto as Exhibit A, providing for effective date and all other purposes. Tab H.
Thank you very much.
Yes, this item, no presentation, but this is a kind of long-awaited Cagney item. We worked with the county to get the interlocal agreement so that we could get the $5 million GOB. Just wanted to remind the council that this is on a reimbursable basis. So they will pay out as the construction progress through progress payments. The county will pay directly from this $5 million, which is a portion to the total 10.7 cost that we have now that you'll see in the next companion item, tab I.
Thank you very much. Let's open it to the public. Tab H is open to the public.
If you would like to speak on the item at tab H, please raise your hand at this time. If you are participating by phone, you can raise your hand by pressing *9. James Garrett, I'm now going to unmute you. Please unmute yourself, state your name and address for the record, and remember that you have up to 2 minutes to make your comment.
James Garrett, 645 Northwest 132nd Street. It seems like we get this item come up every 2 years around election season about getting account reimbursement from the county. It seems like that the hull up is our local county commissioner, Gene Monestein. And it seems like it's Commissioner Monestein's hesitation to release the funds because he's afraid that North Miami will squander the $5 million. Since I returned back to the city in late 2012, I've seen that lot that used to be my alma mater, North Miami Senior High. That lot grow weeds and been used as a dump during Hurricane Irma. And nothing has progressed. And every 2 years, 2013, 15, 17, 19, and now 21, we get a promises by the local elected official that something is going to be built there. I would like to see that we get the $5 million from the county and that something is built, concrete, not given to a bunch of studies and a bunch of contractors, but something built for the children of our community. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Public hearing is still open on tab H.
Sarah McDevitt, I'm now going to unmute you. Please unmute yourself, state your name and address for the record, and remember that you have 2 minutes to make your comment.
Hi there, it's Sarah McDevitt, 14490 Northeast 10th Avenue. Just stating the obvious, let's sign this. We're ready to move forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Public hearing is still open.
Rachel Goldberg, I'm now going to unmute you. Please unmute yourself, state your name and address for the record, and remember that you have 2 minutes to make your comment.
Hi there, my name is Rachel Goldberg. My address is 1330 Northeast 134th Street, North Miami 33161. I'm on the Parks and Rec Board, and I'm speaking on behalf of myself. I would really like some clarity, some really detailed points, and better understanding of the CAGNY project for a layperson's means. I would also like to reflect on trying to get as much community involvement as possible on the initial plans that were discussed back last year regarding the 6 or 7 features, I believe, and if we can get some feedback on what seems to be approved, but still seems to be up in the air and still needs community input. So just as a layperson, I'm rather confused and feel in the dark a little bit about the entire process. And just a last note on CAGNY, if we can really make it like this amazing project for North Miami where it's visible to all citizens, you know, how it comes to be, like a countdown. I mean, it could be super exciting. It doesn't have to be painful. You know, the whole process doesn't have to be painful for everybody. It would be great to be excited about it, to be well informed, to be participating, and to be excited about the output. That's all for today.
Thank you very much. Public hearing still open on tab H.
We do not have any more hands raised at this time.
Thank you very much, council members. Councilman Estime Irvin.
Thank you so much. Madam Manager, could you help the public understand and reiterate what you just said? Explain this $5 million and how it's going to work. And also, can we have a timeline on the potential commencement and completion of this project now? Thank you.
On your first question, just to kind of go back, this is an agreement with the county where they will, they are allocating $5 million from their GOB funds towards this development of the project. How that works is they will make progress payments that are submitted once the construction begins to pay some of the invoices of the construction. So this is something that's going to go directly from our contractors that submit their invoices, and it'll get paid as we submit to the county, and then we'll pay out to there for this. On your second question, in terms of,
I'm sorry, just to follow up on that. So basically, what we are attempting to pass today is saying what? Just so that the regular person, the regular District 3, the regular North Miami constituent listening to this could clearly understand. So this $5 million.
That $5 million.
You're passing an agreement whereby the county has allocated $5 million to this project. This agreement solidifies that they will reimburse the cost of this project in the amount of $5 million.
Right, and the second question?
And the second question, in terms of the schedule, we will be working that schedule, and I will provide that separately after the meeting to the council on our commencement. This project has gone to a phase 1 because we wanted to stay within the cost. And so because we're staying within the budget that we have, we asked the architects, they will provide us a full construction schedule shortly after this meeting. I'll go there and I will present that to the council at some point in the future.
Thank you.
To make it simple, the tab H, what it is the $5 million that the administration, myself, and the city and the residents been fighting with Miami-Dade County. Finally, they decided to give that $5 million. But it's not like a check for $5 million. It's cost reimbursement. That's exactly what we are doing. The county agreed to give us to put the $5 million toward the project. Tab H, that's exactly what it is. Can I have a motion to approve it if there is no question?
Second.
I have a motion made by Councilwoman Estime Irvin to approve the item at tab H. The motion was seconded by Councilman Galvin. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries with a 5-0 vote. Tab I, proposed resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, adopting a project budget of $10,700,000 for the design and construction of phase 1 of the Cagney Park North Athletic Complex, providing for an effective date and all other purposes. Tab I.
If I may.
Yeah.
So tab I is a companion item. This is for Cagney. We had not put forward yet a full plan with the amount of funds that we actually have. What you see here is an item for $10.7 million. We have put Cagney Park North Phase 1 project summary, and shortly, in a few minutes, Ms. Christine Carney will give you the presentation. But what I wanted to point out was the amount that we had in escrow was 10.5, and as you'll see, it's a $10.7 million number. This was part of a $200,000 estimate of what the environmental might cost us. I'm going to be speaking with the school board in terms of those costs. However, we would be asking for this money. This is something that we plan to appropriate in the following budget year. For the other $200,000 would come out of the next fiscal year's budget, because it's during that time that we would need it in order to finalize payouts. And at this time, I'd like to recognize Christine Carney so she can go through the project summary.
I can't hear it.
I think we're having technical difficulty.
Hold on. Hey, Claude. I'm getting an error message saying I'm unable to share my webcam.
And Christine, we can hear you now, Christine.
Oh, okay, great. There we go. Okay. Sorry about that. Can you hear me now?
Yes. We see you and we hear you.
Okay, perfect. Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. Christine Carney, Interim Parks and Recreation Director. I'm presenting here the Phase 1 project summary of the Cagney North project. As you can see on the list here, it is included within the project. The Phase 1 of the project is the aquatic facility, which includes the diving well, the learn to swim pool, an Olympic-sized swimming pool, and a pool house or a bathhouse, fencing, landscaping, lighting, multi-purpose field, parking, of course, playground, and a spray ground. Down at the bottom, you can also see the funding source. It also breaks down the $10.7 million on who's responsible for what. So with that, we are just looking to do the Phase 1 as the city manager mentioned, and then Phase 2 coming after in the new fiscal year. That's it.
You are set. Thank you very much. And let's open it to the public. Public hearing is open on tab I. If we're done with the presentation, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Tab I is open to the public.
If you would like to speak on this item, please raise your hand at this time. If you are dialing in by phone, please press *9. Sarah McDevitt, I'm going to unmute you now. Please state your name and address for the record.
This is Sarah McDevitt, 14490 Northeast 10th Avenue. Again, just excited that we're finally getting to these points where it feels like we're moving closer and closer to actually having construction start. The one thing that does concern me is that without a timeline laid out, we still don't know when it is we're going to have opportunities for public input, which is something that time and again has been brought up. And so I do hope that as we get into the timeline being laid out for all of us, public input is right at the beginning of our timeline and given enough time to incorporate ideas and comments from the public. Additionally, just, excited to finally have a park. I'm hoping that it happens before my kids graduate from high school. So yes, thank you.
Thank you very much. Public hearing still open on tab I.
James Guerin, I'm now going to unmute you. Please state your name and address for the record.
James Garrett, 645 Northwest 132nd Street. It's been 8 years since when I first saw the empty lot. I support everything that is the concept of this park, except for one thing. I'm going to give you a warning. The Olympic-sized swimming pool is going to be the one that's going to cost you on cost overruns. Every city that tries to build an Olympic-sized swimming pool runs into cost overruns. I think we need to downgrade or go and try to build a simple swimming pool like Sarasota to teach the little kids and other kids how to swim. We do have an Olympic-sized swimming pool in our area over at FIU, and we should partner with them. If we have a competitive swimming program, then we can partner with them and have it feed into their collegiate athletic program. I think what we're doing is we're asking for too much, and we have to think about the operational cost of this park. If we put an Olympic-sized swimming pool in this, it's going to zoom up the cost. And right now, we are fiscally constrained. I'm in support of the park. I'm in support of getting the $5 million from the county. But we need to realize we need to live on a Burger King budget instead of living on a budget of the Fountain Blue. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Public hearing still open on tab I.
Rachel Goldberg, I'm now going to unmute you. Please state your name and address for the record. And remember that you have 2 minutes to make your comment.
Hi, Rachel Goldberg, 1330 Northeast 134th Street, North Miami, Florida, 33161. I'm going to try and touch on a few points very quickly, and hopefully we can pick up somewhere with these. The term Olympic-sized pool, I don't know if we're using that just as a generic term or if we're fixated on having an Olympic-sized pool. Touching on that point, have we considered other size pools, such as competitive pools, collegiate pools, or just a typical high school size pool? Because depth, length, width, it all comes into play. And I don't know if technically you need an Olympic size pool to accomplish whatever it is that we're looking to accomplish. On top of that, fiscally, if we can really focus on the long-term fiscal impact of all these items, Olympic size pool, how much is this going to cost annually to maintain? Are we heating it? How much is the chlorine? How much is repairs? So if we can, as far as budgetary, can we really fine tune that so we know exactly what we're talking about from now until forever? And then as far as committing to the other items such as landscaping, modeling, playgrounds, can we really please focus on forward-thinking items? The multi-purpose field too. Before it gets approved, can we fine tune? Are we only doing native landscapes? In the original architect, they said coconut palms. The last thing I want is a coconut above my head walking through a local park. Are we maybe considering solar lighting? Can we really please think of this park as ahead, not behind? That's all I have for today.
Thank you very much. Public hearing still open on tab I.
Mayor, I do not have any other hands raised for this item.
Public hearing is now closed. Council members, if there's no questions, can I hear motion to approve it?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion made by Councilman Galvin to approve the item at tab I. The motion was seconded by Councilwoman Estime Urban. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries with a 5-0 vote. Tab J. Tab J, proposed quasi-judicial resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, approving the proposed final plat entitled Citadel Plaza Tract, the same being a replat of the south half of the northwest quarter of the northeast quarter of the northwest quarter of the northwest quarter of section 30, township 52, south range 42 east, less the east 25 feet for road right of way, lying and being in the city of North Miami, Miami-Dade County, Florida, together with the north half of the northwest quarter of the northeast quarter of the northwest quarter of the northwest quarter, less the east 25 street and the north 35 thereof for roads right of way, lying and being in the city of North Miami, Miami-Dade County, Florida. As further described in the attached Exhibit 1, located at 280 Northeast 135th Street and 13400 Northeast 3rd Court, and specifically identified with Miami-Dade County folio number 06-2230-0000230 in accordance with Chapter 29, Article 3, Division 8, Section 3-806 of the City of North Miami Code of Ordinances, Land Development Regulations, Chapter 28, Section 28-8 of the Miami-Dade County Code of Ordinances, and Chapter 177, Part 1, Sections 177-071 through 177-091 Florida Statutes 2019, providing for an effective date and for all other purposes. This item was tabled from the November 24th, 2020 virtual council meeting.
Thank you very much. Do we have any presentation by the administration or?
We had this on last time, but we do have Tanya Wilson. She should be available for any questions.
Okay, and let's open it to the.
Well, the applicant.
Hello? Oh, the applicant. Okay, go ahead.
Mr. Proctor.
Mr. Proctor, I'm now going to unmute you. Please state your name and address for the record and make your presentation. Thank you.
Good afternoon again, Jerry Proctor, attorney, office at 9130 South Dadeland Boulevard in Miami. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, sir.
Great. Good afternoon and happy holidays again. Mr. Mayor and members of council, this is a final plat of a commercial property of a little bit over 2 acres. The plat has been approved by your staff and by Miami-Dade County and is in compliance with the state statutes and with your code regarding subdivisions. We would like to incorporate into the record the staff recommendation of approval. The conditions of the approval are listed on page 4. We are in accord and in agreement with those conditions. I would note, in accordance with the hearing 2 weeks ago, that notices were remailed on this matter on November 27th, and the advertisement was republished, including the addresses of the property. We were here 2 weeks ago, and that was the infirmity noted at that time, and that has been corrected. With that, Mr. Mayor, we will reserve some time for rebuttal in case there are any questions or opposition, and we would ask for your support in accordance with the staff recommendation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And now we are going to open it to the public.
If you would like to speak on this item, please raise your hand at this time. If you are participating by phone, if you are dialing by phone, press *9. If you're participating through your smartphone, phone, tablet, please click on the raise your hand icon.
Public hearing is open on tab.
There are no hands raised on this item.
Thank you very much. Public hearing is now closed. Council members, do we have any question? Councilman Galvin?
Thank you. This one's for Ms. Wilson. Tanya, the property in question is separate from the Wendy's site on that nearby property. Is that correct?
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. Tanya Wilson with Community Planning and Development. So this property in question is the location of the future Wendy's restaurant. So the record plat allows them to be able to move forward now and create their own space within that parcel. That's referenced within the staff report.
Okay, I recognize my confusion now because I know there's different parcels moving forward with different things. I just wanted to make sure we weren't, nothing against the Wendy's. I wanted to make sure we weren't accidentally approving something that's near the Wendy's, but not Wendy's control. No more questions, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much. Any other question? No. Can I motion to approve?
Second.
I have a motion made by Councilwoman Keys to approve the item at J. The motion was seconded by Councilman Galvin. Councilwoman Estimate Urban, how do you vote?
Yes.
Councilman Galvin, how do you vote?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Deslame, how do you vote? Vice Mayor Deslame, how do you vote?
Yes.
Councilwoman Keys, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mayor Biename, how do you vote?
Yes.
The motion carries with a 5-0 vote.
Thank you very much.
Tab K, discussion regarding renovations of Breeze Swept Tot Lot. This item was tabled from November 24, 2020 virtual council meeting. Tab K.
Thank you very much, Councilwoman Irvin.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor. I would like to table this item again until January 12th, please.
Thank you very much. And now let's table Citizen Forum.
Is there a second to that motion?
Oh, I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries with a 5-0 vote. If you would like to speak during Citizens Forum, please raise your hand at this time. Once again, if you're participating by dialing in through your phone, please press *9. If you are using the GoToWebinar application on your smartphone, computer, or tablet, please click on the hand icon or the raise hand button or icon. Carmela Furman, I'm going to now unmute you. Please state your name and address for the record, and remember that you have 2 minutes to make your comment.
Thank you. Carmela Furman, 12530 Northeast 4th Avenue. I'm calling on 2 issues. One is there's a property at 470 Northeast 126th Street that will be combined with a property on 475 Northeast 125th Street. It's a proposed 29-unit, 7-story residential building, which was discussed during a town hall that was hosted by Councilwoman Marie Estimé Irvin on November 30th. City staff from the Community Planning and Development Department were asked several times to provide residents with the following: when the future land use zoning changed to include properties that sit in a residential neighborhood, and 2, who requested the change. There's also another property that is of a concern, and I have already sent 2 emails to city staff. There are 2 owners that are currently selling their combined 4 acres for $4.1 million. There's the lot sits behind behind the Citadel Plaza that's on 135th Street. On the east side, it borders single-family homes that sit on Northeast 3rd Court, and on the west side, it borders buildings and has no access point to Griffin Boulevard. They are marketing this on Redfin as a multifamily development. The development will clearly, based on the view that you have on Redfin, exit into Griffin Park Estates and Kerwood Manors neighborhoods. The concern is that the city isn't proactively doing anything to ensure that the residential properties will be protected should a developer buy the land. I also want to point out that the owners of this land removed all the trees without permits. They raised the land without permits in an already flood-prone, low-lying area. Now, the city has fined them, and I believe they continue to fine them. But if anyone is to develop this land, they should consider building a large green space in between the single-family homes in order to rectify the destruction of the tree canopy that existed there prior. Thank you.
James Garrett, I'm now going to unmute you. Please state your name and address for the record, and remember that you have 2 minutes to make your comment.
James Garrett, 645 Northwest 132nd Street. I have read and I've seen where one of the city's main priorities is building a new city hall. I don't think a new city hall costing $60 to $75 million is going to bring anyone into North Miami. We have bigger priorities than a new city hall. Our first priority should be a water and sewer system. I'm going to quote former gubernatorial candidate and should have been a party nominee, Gwen Graham, when she said water is life. We need to repair the water and sewer system in our city. The water system is 98 years old. It's 92 years old. The sewer system is over 60 years old in the downtown business district. When it's to address that issue, number one, that powers the revenue of this city and will provide for number two, a second priority, renovating and rejuvenating our parks and library and building a library system where we have branches on the east side and west side of the city and build a new branch, a new main library in the center city. That should be the one that should be in downtown North Miami, a library, so it would attract people. Number three, then we can talk about a city hall, and that money can be generated. The funding for that city hall can be generated off of the water and sewer savings that we will achieve when we repair our broken pipes. The rate loss is 28%. That means whenever we buy water from Wasta, we mainly replace them for the lossage of water in our system. We need to address our water and sewer first before we build a new city hall for any elected or any elected or official or any administrator. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Citizen forum still open.
Amian Jean, I'm now going to unmute you. Please state your name and address for the record, and remember that you have 2 minutes to make your comment. Please unmute yourself.
Good afternoon. My name is Amian Jean, resident at 465 Northeast 126th Street. Earlier today, I had to call the city's water and sewer department to snake the city line to allow plumbing to work in my home, as we were unable to flush our toilets since the previous night. This is the second time in the past 30 days we have had issues with plumbing being backed up and not being able to use our toilets, in which the city line was responsible. In each instance, we are told that the problem is with our home plumbing and that we need to repipe our home. However, they continue to find that the issue is with the city line. As residents of North Miami for nearly 2 decades, we are extremely concerned that this issue is getting exponentially worse, and there does not seem to be a commitment or a plan with a timeline from the city's part to actively address this. We are beginning to lose confidence as the city turns a blind eye to these issues while pushing for development projects such as a proposed mixed-use complex that will replace the home on 470 Northeast 126th Street that will put additional strain on the sewer lines.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Can we clarify that address one more time? It's 465 Northwest 125th Street.
That is my home address, correct?
Yes.
And also, Mr. Mayor, point of privilege, please, if you would mind.
We're citizen forum. We're not going to answer every citizen at the end on your report so you can address it instead of addressing each citizen. Can you repeat the address, please?
My address is 465 Northeast 126th Street.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Thank you. And Citizen forum still open? No hands raised. Madam Clerk?
All right, at this time, we do not have any hands raised for any participation during Citizens Forum.
Thank you very much. And now let's start council report with Councilman Estime Irvin.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Duke, for taking down that address. If you could follow up on that resident for me, please, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you. I would like to take a moment to recognize the residents of 13480 Northeast 6th Ave, who recently suffered a great loss to the fire that took their place this Saturday. As your councilwoman and your neighbor, I want you to know that my thoughts and prayer are with you. Although your loss is great, I'm truly grateful that no lives were lost. And as we figure out how to navigate through this, I spoke to a couple of residents there. I know that some are with family members, some are in hotels, some are. So I'm extremely grateful again that we don't have a casualty. Also for district, before I go into that, there's been, I have a question for our CB, for Tanya Sejour, please, Wilson. Are you available?
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you. We've been getting a lot of questions, and like mentioned, I had a town hall last week, and we're getting a lot of questions that apparently were asked, and I just want to address them and make sure that they have responses. So, in terms of 5475 or that whole area there, what is the zoning now, please?
Okay, so the zoning for those lots is currently C3. That's a commercial classification. There's also an overlay there of neighborhood redevelopment overlay, and that's a mixed-use overlay designation.
Okay, how long has it been a C3, and when was that change? What was it before C3? When was that change done?
The oldest zoning map record that we have is back to 1991. And as far back as 1991, we know those lots have always been classified as C3. In terms of the NRO, the overlay district was created by the city in 2007. But the commercial classification is as old as 1991. That's how far back we can go in terms of the first zoning map that we have.
Okay, so in 1991, it was classified as a C3?
Correct.
Okay, and does that include the street on 126th Street?
Correct. So both lots are zoned C3. Both the lot that fronts on 126 as well as the one that fronts on 125th Street.
Is it on the south side of 126, or does it include both the south and north side of 126 on that lot?
It's the south side. The double lots that you have there are all zoned C3. And the idea is that the city had the commercial district front on 125th Street, but it's deeper than just 125th Street. It goes back one more lot.
So you're telling me that it's been C3 since 1991. Is that what you're stating on the record?
Correct. That's the oldest zoning map that we have.
Has there been any change in that zoning at all since then?
Not in the zoning, but in the overlay. So the overlay was created in 2007 for the NRO, and the overlay now allows for mixed use.
When was that overlay NRO done?
In 2007.
In 2007.
Correct.
Has there been any change since then?
No, we haven't had any changes since then.
Okay, when is the next comprehensive plan?
So the last one was done in 2016. It's done every 7 years, so that would be 2023.
So in 2023, that can be done. Now, if we wanted to amend any zoning plan there, what is the process to do that?
So you'd have to bring an ordinance, sponsor an ordinance before City Council, the mayor and the council for consideration. of either a map amendment or a text amendment to the comprehensive plan. And of course, that would have to be transmitted to the state and all other reviewing agencies before it can be approved and sent back to the city.
And how long would a process like that take?
On average, about 6 months from start to finish.
Okay, but again, the last time there was a change into the NRO, the overlay, the NRO overlay, that was in 2007, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so there's been no change since 2007.
Correct.
Yeah, I just wanted to put that on the record. Duke, I also would like, Duke, may I have you, please?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, can you please speak? We had a town hall meeting, I don't remember when, maybe about a month ago, when one of the residents in my district brought to our attention the property that is on, is it Third Court? Not Third Court, but you know what I'm talking about, behind the Citadel area. Can you please describe what was done, who was at the meeting, and could describe to the public what was done and what actions were taken, please?
Yes, there was residents that complained that this property was, that it was been flooding in their homes because of some work that was being done on the properties right behind their homes. And they spoke to us about the flooding and it was hurting their sewer. We looked into it and we didn't see that we had anything, any permits or anything, so it shouldn't have been any work being done. So we did have a meeting on site. We contacted the property owner, we met on site, and we determined that the property owner destroyed and they removed trees and did some ground leveling and everything without permits. When we did have the site visit, we had code enforcement, public works, and the manager's office on site. The landowner was fined on site. Three fines for doing work without a permit. I believe doing work in a flood zone without a permit, and removing trees without a permit. All of those fines are $500 fines, and I believe the fines are running on a daily basis right now since then, as we have not received any plans or permits from them. So we did address it, and I think that's part of the problem that the young lady spoke of earlier with the flooding at their houses when the heavy rains happen, is because this group did work without a permit and nobody was aware of it and could prepare for it. So they're being fined on a daily basis. I believe it's $1,500. I know this is as of maybe a week and a half ago. I don't think anything has come into the building department since, so they're still currently being fined as far as I know, but I will look into it again after this meeting to make sure the fines are still running.
Okay, thank you. Is it possible, is the code, could the code or be able to let us know if they remedied this in any way? And
no, it would be a couple different departments. So getting the answer right now wouldn't be, because it could be something in the file that's taking place right now. So I have to check in like a couple different locations to make sure that there's moved forward yet.
Okay, another thing is, could I get Ms. Wilson back, please? The property, do you remember the address, Duke? The property that we're talking about, Ms. Sejour, are there any permits pulled for it as you know it, or would you know that? You would know that.
Yeah, it would need to come through our office if in fact there was ever a request for rezoning and land use plan amendment, and there is no application on file. Nothing has been filed. I know the resident mentioned that they're seeing ads online and real estate information. That's unrelated to the development process. They're putting their own information out, but certainly they don't have any approvals or any applications filed with us.
Okay. So again, I'd like to publicly thank Eileen for bringing this to our attention. Once it was brought to our attention, we immediately got all of the players at the table, went to the site, the only thing I want to know is, I know that they're being fined daily. What are they doing about that? And I guess we'll get that in the next report as per Duke. Is that correct, Duke? He's not listening.
Correct. But I just want to say, I know, and I did speak to the residents there, this is not a quick fix because they cannot do any work without permits. So they have to have their permits and they have to develop a plan to put in place to come before. So this is not a quick fix, unfortunately, but I did talk to the residents about those properties and let them know that.
but we have done everything on our end possible to make sure that we have addressed and taken the time to address the situation and to give it attention that it needs. Correct?
Yes, there have been several emails that have gone out to the residents also regarding the matter. So anybody does call and ask us, we have provided it to them. And I know I spoke to a couple of council members on the information in this instance also.
Thank you. So no, I'm not done yet, Mr. Mayor. I just wanted to clear that portion.
But it's a report. It's not a meeting.
It's my
Go ahead.
Mayor. Thank you. So we will have a District 3 Holiday Angels, although we won't be able to gather in large toy distribution this year. I'm working with an amazing holiday angel who will answer Dear Santa letters from the resident of District 3. Families are encouraged to share their story and ask for Santa for help. This letter can include essentials for home like groceries and toys for children. Letters can be mailed into our City Hall, which is 776 Northeast 125th Street, North Miami, Florida 33161, or you can email it to district3@northmiamifl.gov. All letters must be received by Tuesday, December 15 at 8 p.m. And simultaneously, we'll be having a District 3 holiday house decorating contest. So District 3 residents are encouraged to decorate the outside of their homes and enter the contest. Participant must register by December 15th at 5 p.m. Judging will begin Wednesday, December 16th, from December 16th to the 19th, and the winner will be announced on Sunday, December 20th. Prizes will be given. There's a first prize, second prize, and third prize winners. For more information, please contact the office or my constituent aide, Patricia Levasseur, at 786-385-2576. And thank you, Mr. Mayor. I yield back.
Thank you very much. Council report, Vice Mayor Desilmay. I can't hear you.
I'm sorry. I thought I was off mute. One of the items off the consent agenda, I wanted to make an amendment to it, and I forgot it totally. I thought it was off the agenda for some reason. I wanted to actually keep it and cancel the meeting, the last meeting in December, but to keep off the actual the meeting that we have since the pandemic. I don't think we said that we would have a recess per se. So I wanted to cancel the last meeting, so we would be in recess, but not necessarily have a meeting, cancel the meeting. So that was my intent. I did not know this was on the agenda until I read it, and I thought I was doing the E part instead of the F. So I just noticed that right now looking at that. So I do want to bring that to the attorney's attention. Jeff, you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, is there anything that was my intent? If you guys want to move as is, I just wanted to record my thing on the consent agenda. But I just wanted to clear that up. That was my intent of that particular item of tab E.
I don't understand. Could you restate what your intent is?
Yeah, tab E, I wanted to pull it out and then just, instead of having a recess, to cancel the meeting in December. So there wouldn't be a meeting in December, in the last meeting in the 22nd, there wouldn't be a meeting. So essentially, because I know the city manager would be out of town. So, and you know, it's already virtual. So that was my concern. When I saw the language, the same language as the other one, that kind of just brought out all type of stuff. The whole thing of safety and welfare of the city, the whole recess thing. So I'm like, I don't know if this is the right thing to take a 2-week break when the city manager is, that was my intent, just to cancel the meeting on the 22nd.
I agree.
And Council, Jeff, can you tell us how to do that, please?
Have to be a rescinding of the last vote, sir. You'd have to vote to rescind the last vote on that item.
What's the
bring the item back?
What's the tab?
Is it tab E?
Tab E.
Tab E? Can I hear a motion to rescind tab E?
I motion to rescind tab E.
Second.
Madam Clerk?
The formal way we can vote. No, we understand.
If we want to go, we want to go.
Tab E, sir.
Who made the motion to rescind the tab?
Yeah, tab E. And my thing with tab E is just to cancel the 22nd meeting.
Yes.
I have a motion to rescind the vote on tab E made by Vice Mayor Designate. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
With a question by Councilwoman
Councilwoman
Keys.
Keys have a question.
Go ahead, Councilwoman. She's frozen.
Councilwoman, we can't hear.
She froze.
She's froze. Yeah, we can't hear. Okay.
I'm sorry. So we're going to cancel the meeting, but we're going to remain on hiatus.
Well, yeah. I mean, we're just canceling the meeting. That's all. Yeah. You're virtual anyhow, so if there's a meeting that will be here. Because she won't be here. Yeah.
Okay, Madam Clerk, can you record the vote, please?
Yes, if there's no vote.
Vanessa?
Okay. So to clarify, if there's no hiatus, there's no hiatus. We're just continuing business as usual. That's what that means. If
Yes, but there's no meeting though. That's what we're saying.
That's two things.
So then, okay, that's two different things. So you got to rescind this and vote against it, and then someone can make a vote. We're going to cancel the next meeting. You can vote to cancel the next meeting, and then everything will continue just without a meeting.
Okay, I'm having some problem with my computer.
So where are we?
I'm having some problem with my computer.
Madam Clerk. Hello, Madam Clerk.
I have a motion to rescind the item at tab E made by Vice Mayor Designate.
Seconded by
motion was seconded by Councilman Galvin. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you very much.
I'll record a 4-0 vote because it seems that Councilwoman Keys may be first.
Okay, thank you very much. And now do we have any other reports before we adjourn?
Somebody needs to make a motion to cancel
a motion, Councilman.
Do we have to make a motion to cancel the next meeting? We can.
Yes,
Right?
you do, sir.
Yes, I'll make a motion to cancel the 22nd meeting.
Second.
Okay.
I have a motion made by Vice Mayor Designate to cancel the December 22nd meeting, December 22nd, 2020 meeting, made by Vice Mayor Designate, seconded by Councilman Galvin. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries with a 5-0 vote.
Thank you very much, Councilman Galvin.
Just want to say Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everybody, since this will hopefully be the last time we meet in 2020. Everybody have a prosperous and healthy holiday season.
I was saying that
Thank you very much. Happy holidays to everyone.
Yeah, happy holidays, everyone. Happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, everything. Bon année.
Madam Clerk, you have a report?
It's good.
Yes, while we're wishing everyone and each other a happy holiday season, including Christmas, Hanukkah, and Kwanzaa, I do want to remind everyone that this is the season of giving. And so it's so much better to give than it is to receive. So I encourage all of you to really look at the people around you. There have been a lot of people, including ourselves, who have suffered tremendous losses throughout this pandemic. And so I encourage all of you to give a little something of yourself. I think most of us are significantly blessed to have the little bit that we do have. So make sure that you do share with someone around you. I want to remind us all that it is getting a lot chillier and we have people who do not have homes. And so I encourage you, if you have old coats, any blankets, please make sure to clean those items and donate them to some organizations that work with individuals who are without shelter. On top of that, I want to remind everyone that it is HIV and AIDS Awareness Month. And this is a time where we bring awareness to this grave disease, this health epidemic. And I encourage you all to get tested and make sure that you keep yourselves healthy. And that is all I have for today, Mayor.
Thank you very much. Madam City Manager.
I have two announcements. One, we will be doing the Publix gift card giveaway. We're working through that. I just wanted to let residents know to look out for our information on that. We will also be putting out information for the other programs that we have for the CARES Act that include our small business program, our Know Me Delivers program, our library program. So we have several programs that we've had for the CARES Act that we need to work through for December 30th. So we will be doing a push. We'll be pushing out to businesses and we'll be pushing information out to the individuals. And I'll be speaking with each of you to give you an update on how we're planning to do the Publix gift cards giveaway for the CARES Act. And then secondly, I just wanted to remind everyone there that we do have an angel tree in our lobby. There are 2 more days to get something off of there. This is, this is really helpful for the children that get to benefit from it. So employees, anyone, residents, I encourage everyone to, participate in our angel tree that is in the lobby of our city hall. Otherwise, have happy holidays.
Thank you very much. City Attorney.
No report, Mayor. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to everyone, and can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion made by Councilman Galvin to adjourn, seconded by Councilwoman Keys. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned at